Good morning. My guest is Colonel Michel Van Meurs, Secretary General of the International Military Sports Council, and today we are here to explore the activities of the International Military Sports Council and why it supports NATO Partnership Running Festival. So to start with, could you please introduce the International Military Sports Council and tell me about its mission and its main activities?
Yes, with pleasure. We are a worldwide organization with 131 member countries. That means 131 armed forces. And Article 1 of our statute says that our objective is to bring together soldiers on the sports field from the whole world. Soldiers on the sports field, and then we say also with it, instead of the battlefield. And we are doing that already for 60 years. And our main products, if I may call it like that, are world championships, military world championships, about 20 a year. Every year 20, that's a lot. I mean, judo or football or basketball do only one in a year, and we do 20 a year. And beside that, about 100 regional competitions, from which your NATO Partnership Running Festival is one of our competitions. Beside that, we have 100 others and 20 World Championships.
Could you tell me about the International Military Sports Council Sports for Peace program? What are its main objectives and what are the main activities organized under the program?
We are doing that already for 60 years, of course. We were founded in 1948. And it was in fact the Pope, John Paul II, who opened our eyes to use sport for peace. And we are soldiers, we are good in planning and operations and logistics, and we are not so good in communication. And he told to us, I invited you because you are working for peace. That's why I invited you. And the Pope helped us, 95. And last year, 2007, we were recognized by the United Nations, unanimously recognized by the United Nations, 22 of January, New York. And they asked us, the United Nations, to do more in post and pre-conflicts in the world, to do more with sport, to use sport to help the local population. In fact, we talk about confidence-building measures, like we are I'm from Holland, like the Dutch are doing in Afghanistan. But I know also the Canadians, the Norwegians, many, also the Americans, to use sport as a confidence-building measure to show the children, to show the women, to show the men, the civilians, of course, what you can do with sport. They run together, they have fitness center that they use to train them. And these kind of things we are not only in Afghanistan. CISM was asked by United Nations to do it more and more. Also in Chad and Sudan we are doing it. We brought together CISM under the CISM flag in Sudan, the rebels, if I may say it like that, with the Sudan army. And there was the Kenyan battalion and the Indians. An Indian battalion was there. And they played volleyball. And they sang songs under the trees. It was wonderful. It was really wonderful. So that are some examples what we are doing for Sport for Peace.
Why is it important for the International Military Sports Council to be the partner of NATO Partnership Running Festival?
It is important not only to be the partner of NATO Partnership Running Festival, but also be a partner of NATO. We, CISM, we opened the doors to other organizations, not only NATO, also European Union, African Union, United Nations, but also FIFA, football, and the International Olympic Committee. Why is it important? Because the message, soldiers going for peace, fighting for peace, is an important message. And you can strengthen the message if you do it in a joint effort. And now we do it with NATO. And we hope to do it next year with NATO with the 60 years anniversary. And the reason why, to strengthen the message, what I said, and the other reason is, I cannot say it's not important, the financial support. When you work with these great international organizations, FIFA helps us. Mr. Sepp Blatter, who was a colonel in the Swiss army, and he was very proud of that, he helps us with our development, with our solidarity. He gives us money to do good things in Africa, in Brazil, with football. IOC helps us. So also that is an important reason.
How is the International Military Sports Council present at NATO Partnership Running Festival?
We are present there, CISM, our network. We have 131 member countries. In Europe we have about 37, 38, nearly the whole world is, the whole Europe is member. Unfortunately not the United Kingdom. So we spread out the message of your running festival throughout our European network. And in 2007, last year, we brought together 12 countries in Hungary with the soldiers. I mean, there were children running, there were civilians running, but we brought the soldiers in, and we were lucky. A Polish soldier won the competition. So also that was a small contribution. It's not about winning, but it was good to see.
What kind of experience does the International Military Sports Council have about the NATO Partnership Running Festivals of the previous years?
Last year, there were in Budapest 12 countries, 12 contingents of soldiers, and they ran together under the umbrella of CISM and NATO and the umbrella of friendship. But it's so important to realize who was there. There was Serbia was there, Fyrom was there, Albania, Croatia, Slovenia, and we know they were short before in the serious war, the soldiers, of course. Then the old NATO partners, the old NATO countries, Belgium and France were there. The new NATO countries, if I may say it like that, Slovakia, Romania, Poland, and PFP partners were there like Ukraine. And when you realize that that is coming together under the umbrella of friendship and sport, that is great. That shows the power of sport in the recent world. Also world leaders discover it more and more. Like a few weeks ago, President Gül from Turkey, he went to Armenia. He visited the match Armenia-Turkey. And that is a big performance of the president, in my opinion. And it shows the power of sport.
Why would you suggest to future participants to take part in NATO Partnership Running Festival?
Yeah, coming back to our founding fathers, 60 years ago, they invented, we didn't invent it, they invented friendship through sport. You must imagine, whole Europe was a chaos, it was totally broken. And then they said, we will bring together the soldiers on the sport field. And that still is so true today. We brought together in India, let me say, Iran, the USA, to give an example. They play together, they fight together on the judo tatami and in the wrestling stadium and in the boxing, but they were big friends. North and South Korea are coming there. And they drink together the wine, they sing the songs, they have the same songs and the same language. We brought together Chad and Sudan, we brought together the 6 former Yugoslavian republics. We have a beautiful picture, I will send it to you. Under the CISM flag, we bring together. So that is important also in your running festival, to make friends. We are all soldiers, we come from the same roots, we are all trained to eliminate our opponent, but in these kind of things we come together to have respect for each other, to make friendship, and to have more understanding about the opposite side, and that is very important in this world. So that is why I think it's a wonderful initiative.
Michel Van Meurs, thank you very much.
It was my pleasure. Thank you.